Hi and good day. Welcome to the training for the projects. Now we are going to create about the projects. In this training, we will be discussing about how to create the project, how to manage the teams, how to assign the project to the particular customer, and how the risk management is working and how the requisition is actually working. So let's get started. So we have two options available. The one is a default option, which is the project. You can create the project directly from here, or you go into the jobs. You can create the project from here as well. On the top, you will see the new button. Right now, here you have to write down the name of the project, the timesheet we have selected by default, and is this project is billable? Yani, it means I can actually send the invoices of the material being purchased to the customer. Yes, so we can select this one. And then we have to select the customer from here, whatever the customer is, and then we create the task by sending the email to our particular employee or any other third party employee. We can create an email and then we actually create the project from here. So one project as an internal, we already have created it over here just for your understanding to discuss how is this going to be work. If we go under that setting now, so we will see what exactly is available over here. First, the name of the project is showing it over here. The star is actually showing whether it's on the high priority or the not priority. Then its task will be named as task here. Customer name is showing it over here. The price, if we want to mention the price it over here, that's totally up to you. You can mention the price here as well. And then we have the product. The product, we say that whatever you are actually creating, your construction of the internal, I mean, internal is actually the project name, the construction of that XYZ project. Then we have the tags, whatever the tags you want to add it over there. Let's say it's a high-rise building. You can add these tags over here. And for which company we are creating, this is the select the company from here. And then we have the project team. Since we haven't created a team yet, so we can create the team on the go as well, or we can go into the project and create the team over there as well. So let's say internal project team. We create this one and now we need to add the members from here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add the two members over here. So these are the part of the internal project team now. So who will be the project manager? We have to select the project manager. We have to give the code to this particular project. So let's say internal one team. And who will be the site supervisor? We have to select the site supervisor as well from here. And there you go. Our team is being selected over here. So what is the planned date? It's going to start on the 1st of December and it's going to be finished on, let's say, the March 31st. So this is our planned date. The planned dates can be changed during the hours. That's not an issue. Allowed number of hours over here. So if we calculate 3 months, so it's a 90 multiplied with so 720s are actually being planned hour. We're just giving the rough estimation, but whereas these details under the specifications of the projects, you guys are already received those. So this is the project, this is the customer name, and here we can actually upload all of the description of the project. Then we have the settings. Under the settings, you will see if there is any sale orders being created. If not, that doesn't matter. Keep it just like that. Sales team. If you want to create, there is no sales team, don't create anything. Then has the visibility of this particular project. Invited internal users only. All internal users are invited portal users only. For example, the project manager is actually involved with three projects, whereas the company at the moment has running 10 projects. So he will be only able to see the three projects. The rest of the seven projects will be invisible for him. But if we actually select all internal users, so it's mean it will be available for all of them. Then we have under the task management, the task dependencies, milestones, and the timesheet. So it's mean we can actually bill the customer as per the timesheet. We can actually pay the supplier as per the timesheet if we are receiving the human resources from him. And then we have the task dependencies, means every task can be dependent on the subtask as well, or maybe have certain dependencies on it. If we check this one, then we have to mention what exactly the dependencies are available for that task. For every task or main task, there are certain milestone being achieved. Let's say the 2% of the project is being completed. So that will be for that. Then IPC retention amount, it is for the suppliers. Most of the time, we usually keep it 10%, but it is up to you. You want to create as per the way you want to do that one. Then the invoices, these are the billable invoices. When we created the project at that time, we actually selected that the project is actually the billable project. And the documents and analytics, documents control we are actually adding, and that all the documents are going into the internal folder where all the subfolders are also available, like the approved shop drawings for the civil and the as per shop drawings, materials, BOQs, and specifications. These kind of folders will be available for you. You can actually create the new folders as well. It's totally up to you. So coming back on the top, then we have the invoicing. How many times we have invoiced this particular project? It will show you the number of the invoices over here, but it has nothing to do with the amount coming in our company. These invoices sometimes that we actually provide our employees to the main contractor, and we can invoice the contractor as per the timesheet. So here we are actually showing those invoices which we are invoicing to our subcontractor. Sorry, main contractor. And then we have the risk register. All of the known risk will be added over here, whereas on the go, your HSE staff can add the furthermore risk. So the risk name, its description, its category, what was the response for the risk? There are the risk types like uh, it's swear risk or something like that. The HSE staff usually know about the risk type and what is the probability that this is particular you know the this kind of a things can happen again. What is the probability for that? So all of the risk register will be over here. There is a comprehensive report available for the risks. And then we have the analytics. When we create in a project, its project analytic must be created at the same time, because if we do not create the analytic for that, it means we cannot actually create the profit and loss report, balance sheet, expense, or the invoices, or the purchase report as per the project. So just make it sure for better understanding, whatever the project name is that, we actually keep the analytic in the same way. Then we have the construction site detail, type of the construction, what type of type of a construction is a residential, commercial, or and its location, where exactly it is. And then we have the project team. We can add the project team from there, and we can add the project team from here as well. But we can also add the store office as well on the project in the inventory area. I already have mentioned that whenever we are creating a project, we actually create a new warehouse or a location for that. So here we are actually adding the store officers. And if there is security guard who is also the owner user, you can add his credentials over here, his login name and status. So this is an easy way to create a project. If there is any incident happen over here, we can add it from here, or we can add it from the create incident directly from here. How many tasks are has been completed with this particular project is show over here. There are 0 tasks being completed, where other 3 pending tasks are actually available. Then zero on the dashboard is showing the 0 status. Customer preview means that how the customer will see if we share this project to the customer. And how many sale orders make billable? I mean, how many sale orders we actually are sending to the customer, which he has to pay. And then we have the job cost. With the one project, there can be a multiple job cost sheets. So it depends, like for example, creating of a staircase, creating a floor for a room or the first floor, you can actually have the multiple job cost sheets. So if there is no job cost sheet is available, for example, I create a new one. So it tells us that there are three type of the things that are actually involved in this job cost sheet: the material, the labor, and the overhead. Material, we actually have to add all of those materials which is going to use for this job to complete it. The labors, how many people will be working over there and the number of hours, and the overhead. Overhead can be any third party inspection is happening over there, or maybe delivery or the lunch to the sites. These are kind of overhead. When we add all of these details over here, it gives us the complete price to complete this particular job cost sheet. But when the job is actually being completed, it's give us the unrealized, the profit and loss statement as well, that how much actually we were expecting and how is it being done. You can create the requisition directly from the job cost sheet, which we will discuss it later on. But when we are in the job cost sheet, you see the purchase order lines, how many times we actually purchased from here for the against this job cost sheet, how many time sheets has been created for this particular job cost sheet when it is active, and how many vendor invoices, I mean the bills being generated, cost lines, how many cost lines are there. If we have, let's say, over 13 lines, it will show us the 13 lines over here. How many times we do the requisition from this particular job cost sheet? Job estimations we actually did from here, and the request for information RFI we can generate, and the customer invoices whether we generate for the customer invoice after this completion of the job cost. So let's say if we think in this way that one project probably have a five job cost sheet, so it's mean for every job cost sheet we consider that we can actually expect 20% of the payment from the customer. So going back over here under the main project, internal project. So this is the way it has to be completed. On the top, at the moment, it's under the to-do stage, then in progress stage. There are further more stages like a done stage or the cancellation stages. Coming back on the top, the buttons which we have it over here. Under the more, any kind of a transmittal being submitted to the consultant or the submittal being submitted to the consultant will show it over here. How many times the material requisition will be generated for this particular project will show over here. How many risks incident happen, that will be number showing it over here. Request information being generated. What are the phases of the projects at the moment? And IPC payment, income payment certificates being generated. All these things will be showing it over here. On the top, you will see the job cost, which we already have discussed. The projects are the number of projects are actually available over here. And RFIs we have generated. If we click it over here, then we have the RFIs. But if we click on the new, it will ask us that how to generate the RFI. Now, for example, request for information subject, we have to type it over here. What type of RFI is this? Is it civil, any, or it's a mechanical MEP work, or it's RFI for the material or something like that? That will be added over here. Subject, we can add the subject. Assigned to, we have to select the employee from our company and the company who is actually adjusting. And then we have the RFI sale RFI team. So we do not actually selected any team, but we can add the more team over here. Then we have the customer supplier names if we want to add, but most of the time we actually select the customer from here. Their phone numbers and the email will automatically come. Who can see the RFI? We can select those only allowed user. If we do not select the user, then it means this RFI will be available for all users. Who is the team leader for this particular the area where we are actually generating the RFI. Analytic account, internal will be selected from there. Project name will be selected over here. And what is the priority for this one? It's a low, high, medium, or middle. And then the RFI categories, subcontraction, construction modification, clarification of an additional information, or any other RFI. This RFI is being created at this time. When it will be closed, you have to click on the close and the date will be selected automatically. There will be the description of the RFI. If you want to add the timesheet, you can add the timesheet over here. Customer supplier rating, we can add it over there. RFI surveys, we can select the surveys, and RFI answers, which we will be receiving, we have to paste it over here. So these are the options available, the new assigned, work in progress, need more information. All of these are the stages of the RFI. So when the stage is being changed, set to close, when we click on this one, the set to close, it will go into the assignings. When it will be assigned, it will show WIP, work in progress. And if it is actually been responded or requested more information, it will change its status as accordingly. Then we have on the top the transmitters and the submittals. All of the transmittals and the submittals will be showing it over here. You can create the new submittal as well. For new submittals, we have to add this information and the description taken from the recipient, reason for sending, and information. What exactly we have to have in that one. Why we are sending this transmittal. In the same way, we have the submittals available. If you click on the submittal and click on the new, all of those information we need to up, and on the top you will see the the stages of the submittal where exactly it is available now. Then we have the material and the BOQ. At the moment, if we are selected on the BOQ, there is no BOQ is actually been selected. But we can create directly the BOQ from here. But when we are creating the BOQ, besides then the other information which you probably already know why we are actually creating this one, uh, other things we need to add it over here. The job cost center, the job cost line, the description, the quantity, and the product as well. For example, this BOQ is either from the internal picking or we need to create the purchase order. What is the product name? Let's say the product name is cement. The job cost center, which is that it's not actually selected. The job cost lines, since we did not created any job cost sheet, so the job cost lines will not be showing it over here, and we can select the vendors from here. This is coming under the requisition. Then the picking detail will be coming, and the other information will be coming, and the material cost will be coming. Now, since this is the BOQ for the material requisition, we will be discussing under the requisition app. But it's the same procedure which we'll be discussing it over there. And then we have the material. Any kind of an inventory which is available, that is actually considered as a material. If you haven't added the material yet, you have to add it. So at least you have to add those items which are highly used in every other project. So you do not need to create over and over again. And then we have the costing reports and the daily logs. Daily logs is actually showing you that what exactly is happened on the site, who actually created the requisition, who actually completed the task, why the task is not being completed, who requested for the RFI, when the submittal's been submitted or the transmittal's been submitted, what might be the response actually we received. So all of these things are actually coming under the daily logs. This is all daily logs is actually for the all of the sites daily logs. My daily logs means that what I did it on the project. And the reports are the request for the information reports. And then we have the configuration. We can set up the RFI stages as well. We can set up the job types as well. We can set up the project teams straight away from here, job cost sheet checks, and all of these things. We can set it up over here. Now, coming back for the requisition now. If you see its green particular icon over here is actually showing you the requisition. The requisition is actually working in this way. We believe that the requisition can be created by the site officers, maybe engineers or the site supervisors who is actually creating. But when we create the new one, then employee name who is creating is automatically going to come over here. But if you are creating on the behalf of someone else, you can actually select the other name from there. The requisition date is over here. Received date is an expected date when we are going to receive. Requisition deadline, maybe tomorrow is the requisition deadline. Analytic accounts, we need to select for which particular project we are actually using. When we select the analytic account, automatically the project will come over here. And if this particular requisition is for the certain task or the job order, we have to select that one. But if it's not, it's just only creating a general requisition for a project, you can actually do it from here. Who is responsible for this particular requisition? You have to select the name as well. And the task, who is actually creating this one, the requisition, his name will be appear over here. And the construction project again in the internal project is going to be. You will see some of the things are actually under the reputation, and since I'm actually added as an administrator, so that's why I'm seeing all of these items. But as per your new users, who is, let's say, as an engineer, he will not see all of these options available for him. He will have a specific options available from which he has to fill those options. Now, coming under over here now. Over here, we have to select the multiple items for which we are actually creating the requisition. But since it is possible that these items, some of these items are available in your warehouse. So for that, we need to initiate the internal picking process. So for example, uh, meal is available into the internal picking. So we can actually pick it directly from our warehouse. And but the other project, other items, we have to create the purchase order for that. For example, for the sim. So it will create the purchase order. Right now, if you don't know who is the vendor for this particular requisition, so what you can do, you can actually keep it empty. Otherwise, you can actually select the preferred vendors over here. So what it will do, it will create upon the approval, the RFI, sorry, RFQ, request for quotation from those vendors. But if you do not know what might be the vendor, just keep it empty. So purchase team will automatically fill these details. So after this, we actually confirm this one. It will generate an requisition number and it will go directly to the department approval. For example, an engineer who is actually working into the MEP department, he create the requisition. So whoever will be the head engineer over there, he has to approve this particular requisition and then it will go for the internal review approval. When it will be approved from the internal review, maybe the project manager who is assigned for the requisition to approve it, or maybe the head office is going to approve from the purchase side. So they will approve it. It will show under the approved status. And when the approved status is there, it will automatically create the purchase order. Wherever the purchase order is selected, it will automatically create the picking lines. Create the gate pass for the particular person. And when the items are actually received, it will move towards the received items. So whatever is actually being available over here is actually whether it's a picking or it's a purchase order, it will show all of the purchase orders over here. One requisition can have unlimited picking, internal pickings, and can have unlimited purchase orders merged inside of a one requisition. So this is the requisition app. How is it actually working? So thank you very much, guys, for your time. Yeah, I believe you guys understand this thing. So if there will be any question, please do not hesitate and send us your feedback. Thank you very much.